It's our language.
In the Wheel of Time, power often wears a familiar face. Sparks of the One Power, legendary swords, prophetic visions. But for Perrin Aybara, strength took a wilder, more primal form, a bond with the wolves of the Westlands, a connection so deep it blurred the line between man and beast. This isn't channeling, isn't magic woven from saidar or saidin. It's Wolfbrother, an ancient instinctual link that grants insights, abilities, and a strategic edge no Aes Sedai or warder could match. It's a connection rooted in silence, trust, and the raw pulse of the wild. A different kind of power, one that demands not mastery, but surrender. The primal bond at the heart of wolf brotherhood is unlike any other in the Westlands. For Perrin, it began as a terror, the sound of wolves' voices in his head, the urge to run on all fours, the ability to smell danger miles away. He fled from it at first, convinced he was losing his mind, a victim of the Shadow's corruption. But as the bond deepened, he realized it was a gift, one forged in the chaos of his flight from Emond's Field, when a pack of wolves spared his life instead of tearing him apart. This connection isn't about control. It's about kinship. Perrin doesn't command the wolves. He understands them, their fear, their loyalty, their unspoken language of growls and glances. He feels their pain when a member of the pack falls. He shares their joy when they hunt successfully. He draws strength from their unity, turning a lone blacksmith into a leader who walks between two worlds. The advantages are immediate and profound. Perrin sees through wolves' eyes, scanning forests and battlefields for enemies no human could spot. He hears their warnings, a low hum in his mind that alerts him to Trolloc ambushes or dark friend spies long before they strike. He moves through the wild like a shadow, guided by the wolves' knowledge of paths, water sources, and safe havens. This isn't just intuition. It's a sixth sense honed by thousands of years of wolf instinct. When other men stumble blindly through the blight, Perrin walks with confidence, his wolfkin clearing the way. When armies are blindsided by shadowspawn, Perrin is already prepared, his mind linked to a network of eyes and ears that spans miles. This is power without fanfare, quiet, reliable, and deadly in its efficiency. Beyond communication, the Wolfbrother bond offers a strategic advantage that reshapes warfare, espionage, and survival in the wild. In battle, Perrin turns wolves into an invisible army. During the defense of the two rivers, he called on local packs to harry Trolloc flanks, distracting the shadow spawn long enough for farmers-turned-fighters to form a line. The wolves didn't fight directly. They nipped at heels, howled to shatter morale, and cut off retreat routes, turning a hopeless stand into a victory. In espionage, the bond is even more valuable. Wolves can slip into enemy camps undetected, relay information about troop movements or supply caches through Perrin's mind, and vanish without a trace. When Moiraine needed to confirm dark friend activity in Gehelden, Perrin sent wolf scouts to infiltrate a camp, returning with details no human spy could risk gathering. In the wild, the bond is a lifeline. Wolves lead him to water and droughts, warn him of blizzards before they hit, and even heal his wounds with herbs they've learned to recognize. For Perrin, the wild isn't a threat, it's an ally, and the Wolfbrother bond is the bridge between them. Yet this connection is a double-edged sword, its strength inseparable from its burden, and nowhere is that clearer than in the Wolf Dream. Also known as Teleron Riod, the Wolf Dream is the shared realm of wolves and wolf-brothers, a place where the barrier between reality and fantasy dissolves. For Perrin, it's a tool of incalculable value. He can enter the Wolf Dream to scout distant locations, communicate with wolves across continents, and even glimpse fragments of the future. During the lead-up to the last battle, he used the Wolf Dream to coordinate with allies, foresee shadowspawn attacks, and strengthen his bond with the wolf packs. But the Wolf Dream demands a price. It's addictive. Wolves crave the freedom of the dream, and their hunger tugs at Perrin, tempting him to abandon his human life and run forever. It blurs the line between man and beast. Spend too long in the Wolf Dream, and the lines between Perrin Aybara and Young Bull, his wolf name, begin to fade. He finds himself growling instead of speaking, trusting instinct over reason, and struggling to connect with other humans who can't hear the wolves' voices. This burden weighs heavily on his leadership. The people who follow Perrin admire his strength, but they fear the wolf in him. Farmers from the two rivers whisper about the wolf man behind his back. Lords and nobles question his judgment, wondering if his bond has turned him into something less than human. Even his closest friends, Rand, Mat, Egwene, sometimes struggle to reconcile the gentle blacksmith they knew with the man who walks with wolves and speaks in growls. Perrin's leadership is forged in this tension. He must balance the wolf's instinct for violence and unity with the human's sense of mercy and justice. He must prove that his bond doesn't make him a monster. It makes him better, more attuned to the world and the people he protects. It's a constant struggle to embrace the wolf without becoming it, to use the bond without being used by it. For Perrin, the Wolfbrother connection isn't just a power, it's a part of who he is. It's the reason he survived Eamon's field, the reason he united humans and wolves, the reason he stands as one of the Wheel's greatest champions. It's a reminder that power in the Wheel of Time isn't just about channeling or swords. It's about connection to the wolves, to the wild, to the parts of himself he once feared. The bond has cost him dearly. Sleep, peace of mind, the acceptance of those who can't understand. But it has given him more purpose, kinship, and a strength that no enemy can break. In the end, the Wolfbrother connection is a testament to the Wheel's complexity. It's a power that doesn't ask to be wielded, it asks to be respected. It's a link that transcends species, proving that the strongest bonds aren't forged in magic or prophecy, but in trust and shared survival. For Perrin Aybara, being a Wolfbrother isn't a choice, it's a calling. And as he marches toward the last battle, wolves at his heels and the wolf dream in his mind, he proves that the wildest, most primal connections are often the most powerful. They don't just win wars, they define who we are and what we're willing to fight for. This is the Wolfbrother connection, a different kind of link, raw and unpolished, dangerous and beautiful. Its power is old as the Wheel itself, and it's the reason Perrin Aybara isn't just a leader. He's a bridge between two worlds, a man who found his strength by embracing the wild within. Destiny in the Wheel of Time is often framed as a solo journey. The dragon reborn wielding Kalendor, Aes Sedai weaving the One Power, Forsaken unleashing chaos. But look closer, and you'll see a far more complex truth. Fate is not shaped by single heroes or spells. It is forged by the quiet, intertwined force of non-channeling powers, Ta'veren gravity, political intrigue, primal bonds, and unbreakable alliances, each thread weaving into the next to create a tapestry no single force could stitch alone. These are the true architects of destiny, not just those who channel the source, but those who master the art of influence, connection, and alignment with the pattern. Their collective impact is not just additive, it is transformative, turning individual acts of courage or cunning into world-altering change. The collective impact of these non-channeling powers is visible in every corner of the Westlands, where no force operates in isolation. Consider Randall Thor's rise to the sun throne of Kerhen. His Ta'veren aura drew nobles to his cause, yes, but it was Moiraine's years of political groundwork, brokering truces, dismantling Darkfriend cells that cleared the path for him to claim power without civil war. Perrin Aybara's Wolfbrother bond let him gather intelligence on Shadowspawn movements, but it was Davram Bashira's military acumen that turned that intelligence into winning strategies on the battlefield. Mat Cawthon's Ta'veren luck led him to the Horn of Valere, but it was Logain Ablar's charisma forged in his time as a false dragon that rallied disillusioned soldiers to defend Mat when he sounded the horn. These powers don't just coexist, they amplify each other. A Ta'veren's gravity pulls people into orbit, political maneuvering gives those people purpose, and primal bonds keep them loyal. Together, they turn chaos into order and prophecy into reality. This synergy is never more evident than in the unseen battles. Moments where political machinations, Ta'veren influence, or primal connections proved more decisive than any weave of the One Power. Take the fall of Kerhen's corrupt lords after King Layman's death. Aes Sedai of multiple Ajas tried to seize control with weaves and threats, but their efforts collapsed into infighting. It was Moiraine's quiet scheming, leaking evidence of treason, aligning with lesser houses, and using Rand's Ta'veren aura as a unifying symbol that stabilized the nation. She never hurled a fireball or healed a wound. She pulled strings, planted secrets, and let the pattern bend around her. The result? Kerhen avoided a devastating civil war, and Rand gained a stronghold that would prove critical in the last battle, all without a single significant use of the One Power. Another unseen battle unfolded in the Two Rivers during the Trolloc raids. The village had no Aes Sedai to shield them, no legendary swords to turn the tide. Yet they survived, not because of magic, but because of Perrin's Wolfbrother bond and his Ta'veren ability to unite people. Perrin's wolves harried Trolloc flanks, slowing their advance. His presence forged farmers and blacksmiths into a militia, their courage amplified by the pattern's pull. Marinovir's quiet influence kept hope alive, her words turning fear into resolve. When the dust settled, the two rivers stood proof that a community bound by trust, guided by primal allies, and shaped by Ta'veren luck, could overcome odds that would have crushed a force of channelers. These moments reveal a profound truth. The one power can win skirmishes, but non-channeling powers win wars. By securing loyalty, shaping strategy, and uniting people in ways magic never could. Even in battles where the one power plays a role, non-channeling forces often tip the scales. During the defense of Faldara against the Shadowspawn, Aes Sedai Reeves held back the initial assault. But it was Lord Aegomar's tactical genius, honed by decades of borderland warfare, that positioned troops to exploit weaknesses in the Shadow's lines. It was Rand's Ta'veren aura that inspired soldiers to stand their ground when all seemed lost. It was Perrin's wolves that alerted the defenders to a flanking attack, giving them time to reposition, all while Aes Sedai focused on holding the weave barriers. The battle was won not by the strongest spell, but by the alignment of military strategy, Ta'veren inspiration, and primal intelligence. Understanding these diverse forms of power deepens our appreciation of the Wheel of Time's complexity and reveals its true movers and shakers. The world is not ruled by those who can channel the source alone. It is shaped by those who understand how to weave non-channeling powers into the pattern. Moiraine Damodred, with her political acumen and spy networks, was as much an architect of destiny as any Aes Sedai. Davram Basher, with his ability to unite armies and broker alliances, wielded influence that outlasted any weave. Perrin Aybara, with his Wolfbrother bond and talent for uniting people, proved that primal connection can change the course of history. These are the true architects, individuals who recognize that power comes in many forms, and that the strongest force in the world is not magic. It is people, bound by purpose, shaped by fate, and united by connections that transcend the source. In the end, the Wheel of Time's greatest lesson is that destiny is a collective endeavor. It is not the work of lone heroes or powerful channelers, but of countless individuals, lords and farmers, wolf brothers and politicians who wield influence, build bonds, and align with the pattern in ways both big and small. Their powers are quiet, their actions often unseen, but their impact is eternal. They remind us that power is not about what you can do with the one power. It is about what you can inspire in others, what connections you forge, and how you align your choices with the greater good. As the wheel turns toward the last battle, it is these non-channeling powers that will ultimately decide the fate of the Westlands. The Dragon Reborn will wield Kalendor. Aes Sedai will weave their strongest weaves, but it will be the alliances forged by politicians, the unity inspired by Ta'veren, the intelligence provided by wolf brothers, and the hope nurtured by ordinary people that will give light the edge over darkness. These are the true architects of destiny, unseen, uncelebrated, and indispensable. They prove that the most powerful force in the Wheel of Time is not magic. It is us, the people who choose to stand together, to trust, to lead, and to shape the future, one quiet, powerful choice at a time.